Over the past few days, one of the biggest stories in sports has been about Trevor Bauer, the guy who is Me Too'd, the guy who was accused of doing pretty horrific things to a woman, got suspended by Major League Baseball, got cut by the Dodgers, caught one of the biggest suspensions we've ever seen in history. I believe it still is the biggest, a 2-season suspension. Well, now we finally find out the evidence. After both parties have dropped their lawsuits against each other, after the cops and the DA threw this suit out because it had absolutely no teeth, Trevor Bauer revealed the truth, that this entire thing was a setup, that the woman who accused him was lying about the entire thing and planned it out. She was bragging about how she was going to set this guy up to take his money. All of it has been exposed. Trevor Bauer reveals text, videos after reaching settlement with woman who accused him of sexual assault. He put out a 4-minute video where he went over text messages. He showed the video that she played the morning after she supposedly went through this terrible ordeal, where she was smiling and happy about it. She is a liar. She has been exposed. And in a lot of places in sports, this is being talked about, a hot button topic when it comes to Major League Baseball, despite the playoffs just getting underway. But apparently a couple people that had no interest in talking about this were Stephen A. Smith and Rob Manfred. Rob Manfred, the guy who suspended Trevor Bauer. Rob Manfred, commissioner of Major League Baseball, sits down with Stephen A. Smith in one of the hottest topics in baseball right now they were silent about. Stephen A. Smith instead decided to use that moment to talk about diversity. ESPN, Stephen A. Smith asked Rob Manfred about diversity instead of Trevor Bauer. You gotta love the journalistic integrity right there. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred appeared on ESPN's flagship program First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Manfred answered a series of questions about the postseason, but the elephant in the room was obvious: Trevor Bauer. We went through this, we went through the video in a little more detail. You can go back and watch that video from a couple days ago. Despite the interest, Stephen A. didn't bother to ask Manfred about the subject. Smith had other questions to ask. Let me transition, because I would be remiss to not bring this up, Smith began. African American participation in the sport from a player perspective is at 6.2%. How much of a concern is that to you as a commissioner, and what is being done to rectify that? Yeah, that's what we should be focused on, the diversity in baseball. Never mind that when you factor in the Latino population, it's 40% people of color in Major League Baseball. Maybe when you have Adam Silver on, Stephen A. Smith, are you going to ask about why it's so concerning that not as many white people are playing in the NBA? You're going to ask what they're doing to rectify that? Or are you totally fine with, 73, 75% of the NBA being black? And if you want to ask these questions, whatever, I get it. It fits your agenda. It fits what ESPN wants to push. But to ask a question like that is going to be so shallow with, we're trying to do stuff in the inner city. We're trying to get more people interested in baseball. That's our goal. Instead of asking about one of the biggest stories in baseball right now, Trevor fucking Bauer. The guy that your network threw under the bus, the guy who reporters that work for you are now blocking people and privating old tweets because they don't want to get caught up in this type of thing. This is just bullshit. Stephen A. Smith should be embarrassed that he has Rob Manfred right there across the desk from him and fails to ask him about the biggest question in baseball. Instead, asks another question about identity politics. Trevor Bauer should go after anyone and everyone he can. His career was completely thrown aside. Even after his suspension technically ended, the Dodgers cut him and nobody wanted anything to do with him because of these allegations. It's bullshit. He proved it was bullshit. And now on the biggest stage in mainstream woke sports media, Stephen A. Smith doesn't even ask the piece of shit commissioner about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.